Hello students, we have already seen the reactions of sulfuric acid. We have also seen the manufacture. Now we will see the test and uses of sulfuric acid. So let's understand. The test for dilute sulfuric acid. Let's deal with it first. Dilute sulfuric acid gives a thick, insoluble white precipitate when barium chloride solution is added to it. We take a test tube in which you can take about 2 cc of dilute sulfuric acid, add an aqueous solution of barium chloride to it. What you will get, see the picture, here you can see the white precipitate, thick white precipitate of barium sulfate is formed. Barium chloride plus dilute sulfuric acid gives barium sulfate. See, when you study test, we don't write the name of the product, we only write the observation. Name of the reactants will be there, dilute sulfuric acid and barium chloride. Then we will write the observation, thick white precipitate. Now this precipitate is insoluble in all mineral acid. Precipitate does not dissolve in any mineral acid. If you want to try, you can add dilute hydrochloric acid to it. Then you add it, you will find that the precipitate is not dissolving. So this is test for dilute sulfuric acid. Now let's see the test for concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid is heated with copper turnings. Thin shavings of copper metal, pinkish metal, is added to concentrated sulfuric acid and heat in a test tube. You get the pungent smelling gas evolved. Colorless gas with a pungent odor, choking odor is evolved. And the gas turns potassium dichromate solution or paper to green, showing that sulfur dioxide is evolved. So this shows that the acid is sulfuric acid. It is concentrated sulfur. You can see the diagram. A blue solution is formed. Copper sulfate is formed, blue solution, and then you have the pungent smelling gas that is evolving. And if you introduce potassium dichromate paper, it will turn to green. So this is test for concentrated sulfuric acid. Now let's see some uses of sulfuric acid. It is known as the king of chemicals. It is an important reagent in the laboratory. It is highly in demand in the industry and laboratory. As I said in the previous video, if in a laboratory, if you have everything and yet if you don't have sulfuric acid, it cannot be called a laboratory, because that is the importance of sulfuric acid. Nothing can proceed there without sulfuric acid. Like that, almost all industries require sulfuric acid. So the most used chemical substance in industry and laboratory, known as king of chemicals. Then it is used in the manufacture of fertilizers. Fertilizers are required in large quantities in our country because we need agriculture, we need to cultivate, we need to produce large amount of food crops to supply the food needs of a huge population in our country. So fertilizers are in high demand, and we have ammonium sulfate and also superphosphate of lime. So these two important fertilizers are manufactured with the help of sulfuric acid. Then we have dyes and some coloring pigments and also paints for buildings and also any metal frames or anything. The paints that we use, all kinds of paints, they are manufactured. This manufacture of dyes, pigments and paint also requires sulfuric acid. So it is again industrially required. Manufacture of explosives like TNT, sulfuric acid is required. Now, explosives also needed in our country because we need to blast rocks and minerals. So mines are there where we take minerals, various kinds of minerals for metals and so many other elements. So where explosion is to be conducted, so that is TNT is a very common one. So we need sulfuric acid for this. Then petroleum refining. Petroleum is highly used substance. It's a what you call a fossil fuel. So where refining of petroleum is required to convert it into various fragments like petrol, gasoline, diesel and kerosene and various components. For all that process, we need sulfuric acid. So it is highly in demand. So that's all about the uses of sulfuric acid. So students, I hope you understood the test and uses of sulfuric acid. So you can repeat the topic, watch this video again, and you can understand it better. You have questions, you can write, you can subscribe, you can like, and see you in the next video. Thank you.